Oh, hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic. I want to take a look at this figure. She's from the Earthworm Jim line, but I can't quite remember her name. It's Princess What's Her Face, or what's her name? Anyways, I can't remember. Anyways, we're going to be taking a look at her today.
Princess What's-Her-Name is the twin sister of the evil Queen Slug-for-a-Butt. Born with more human-like features than the rest of her kind, she was deemed ugly and shunned, to the point where she was never given a name, only being referred to as the Ugly One, or Princess What's-Her-Name. While her sister enjoyed a sadistic life of luxury, Princess What's-Her-Name grew up training, becoming a hardened warrior, and vowing to overthrow her sister's evil tyranny. Alright, so here we have Princess What's-Her-Name. Now, back in the 80s and early 90s, if you happen to run across the action figure of a female character, it was considered pretty rare, and you were a fool if you didn't snag it up as soon as possible, just because girl figures didn't really sell all that much, especially if it was from a boys line of action figures. And just to have the female characters was, yeah, they were very hard to come by. I didn't actually have her growing up. I ended up buying her for one of my friends as a birthday present, just because I knew he liked the character and it was a rare one, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm getting him something that's very rare and really hard to come across. So I ended up buying her off of eBay. That's not to say that I didn't play with her growing up, because me and my friend, we hung out all the time and we kind of swapped action figures a lot, and so I do have memories of this character. As far as looks go, she's another one of the characters that looks like she stepped right out of the cartoon. Almost. I mean, in the cartoon, she's a little bit more hardcore and a little bit more of a fighter, whereas in the video game, she's a little bit more laid back and princessy, almost like kind of one of the characters from Dragon Quest or something. I can't remember the name of that princess. I'm a little bit mad at the positioning of her hand right here. I mean, it's just all dainty and kind of out, and there's no real way for her to hold her weapon, especially considering she comes with this big ass laser. There's a little wrist guard right in here to where I guess it can kind of snap on this hand, but there's no real way to hold it. And yeah, her accessories just kind of She comes with this little disc launcher that has these little images of some little bugs on there, and they don't fit in there really well. It's another one of those things that could get lost real easily, and there's no real spring to it. You just kind of have to move this back and then just push it forward and it should fly around, and that just popped over. I'll have to find it later. It has another little wrist guard right here, and she can only grip stuff with this hand, and so you kind of really have to maneuver it and work it on there for her to hold it. She holds this weapon a lot better than, say, this one. This one just doesn't really fit on there all that well, and just the way she's positioned and the way she has to stand on her small feet just makes her really hard to support herself with that big of an object. She also comes with this little grub warrior, which I guess is her little minion. It's the one who's defected away from the evil queen or sister, and I guess decided to join the princess here. But yeah, he doesn't really do much, and he is kind of a cool little character to have, but he was never appeared in the cartoon or anything else like that, so as far as articulation goes, her arms can move up and down, and her legs can kind of move out. She has the least amount of articulation out of all these characters, where Jim and a lot of the others have their wrists can swivel or their elbows can swivel. Yeah, she's kind of just stationary. You can tell that they figured, well, boys aren't really going to buy this character. They're not going to really do much other than have Jim save her, just like in the game, so we're not going to put in too much extra features. Which is kind of a shame, because in the cartoon, she's actually a pretty cool character, and also in the comics from the little bit that I've read. Now, her head can move side to side, but because of her wings and her massive hair, it's very limited. She just portrays this kind of just useless character, which I know I'm going on and on about it, but just it's kind of sad that was just stereotyped with her. Well, other than that, it's still not a bad figure, and if you're just wanting to have a character that's displayed next to Jim, Psycho, and some of the others, she's definitely a must-have and probably one of the harder figures to find, especially out of the box. I happen to find one for a good price, but if you're wanting to get her, you're going to end up having to pay kind of a bit for one in the box. Anyways, this has been a look at Princess What's Her Name.
Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Also, feel free to check out some of my other toy review videos. Anyways, see you next time.